And we have one last rather heavy question from Shudir K. How do we contemplate on death? How should we approach it?
Uh-oh. Contemplate on death. Somebody asked, if you contemplate death, somebody asked Vivekananda, won't you become depressed? Swamiji thought for a moment and said, initially you might, but afterwards you'll get a tremendous sense of freedom. So contemplate on death first, the inevitability of death. Everybody, the people we knew, grandparents, parents, they have gone or are on the way of going out. As we grow, very soon we realize we're already past the prime. Whatever nice had to happen more or less has happened. Nothing very fantastic is going to happen now. It's going to be like this. Yeah. You say, how depressing? No, it's depressing only if I'm foolish. I was looking for something in this life to happen which would make me absolutely fulfilled. This life cannot fulfill me in that way. You're asking it to do something it cannot do. Life is for experience. Bhoga and apavarga, that Prakriti says. Bhoga and apavarga. For experience, for gaining knowledge and finally gaining illumination. Life itself cannot provide you with happiness and fulfillment. What can provide you with happiness and fulfillment, what you really want, is this God realization or enlightenment. Proof, look at the saints of different civilizations, religions, throughout the ages. One thing common to them, they were happy. Not happy in a cartoon way with a smiley face. Profoundly, spiritually satisfied internally, no matter what the struggles of their day-to-day life. They did not complain. You've never heard of a saint who is to grumble. No. Saint means a really enlightened person. Never. That's why I say enlightenment, don't be in a hurry. You lose the right to grumble. You lose the right to complain. Aren't you supposed to be completely fulfilled? So spirituality is that which will fulfill us. So death is inevitable. We must contemplate the fact that physical death is going to come to all of us. Vivekananda put it in his powerful way. Saints die and sinners die. Emperors die and paupers die. The learned die and the ignorant die. Everybody dies. We find that we are all going towards that. There is absolutely no need to be unhappy about it. Because as I said earlier, check with this. The true you, the real you cannot die. It's only the body which will die. If we hold on to the body as I, me, mine, then shocks will come. Because it will deteriorate, it will age, it will fall apart and it will die in our experience itself. We will directly experience all this. Don't hold, psychologically, don't hold on to it so tightly. There's an old Vedantic story of 3 friends who were going to this party. It's called a festival, Mela in Hindi, the next village. And they are all dressed up in their finery. Now, as they went along, they were caught by dacoits, by robbers, who saw their fine silk clothes and said, give them to me. Now, one of them was really well built, large and and also loved his new clothes. The second one was large, physically well built, but he was not particularly attached to the clothes. And the third one was skinny and also not particularly enamored of the new clothes. Now, who will have the greatest pain in taking off and giving away the new shirt? The first one, who is difficult to take off because he's so snug, tight fit, and also attached to it. This is the worldly person who thinks, I am the body, fully one with one's own skin. I am the body. And has not practiced spiritual disciplines. So giving up is really difficult. When in time of death, when the Lord of Death, Yamaraja, comes to snatch away the fine cloth of the body, very difficult. The second one is a person who has that Vedantic insight, the spiritual insight. I am a spirit, I am not a body. I am consciousness, I am the witness in which the body is experienced. But has not done sufficient spiritual practice. So it's not an instinctive thing. Understands, but there's a struggle to take off the cloth. He's not attached to it, but still snug fit. So third one is the one who has got the spiritual discernment and also the lifelong spiritual practice, who easily takes it off and casts it away. I have seen myself, and we have read about so many enlightened people, so many spiritual seekers, don't even say enlightened people, who have done spiritual practice throughout their life, who see themselves as spiritual seekers, at the point of death, in full awareness, in complete consciousness of God, joyfully, quietly pass away. I know some of them, I have seen, both monks and householders. This is not just at the point of death they were spiritual. They had this clarity even before that. And so they were able to deploy these spiritual resources at that spiritual crisis, at the point of physical death. So just contemplate like this. I am the witness of the body and mind. I am not this body, not even this mind. I have had so many bodies in the past which I do not remember. Losing this body, death is like turning over a page in a book. I've read it and the next page begins. There's a song which monks sing in the main monastery in India, in Belur Math, when a monk is cremated. Usually members of the public are not allowed there. It's a Bengali song. Shishu chilam juba hoyechi. I was a child, now I'm a youth, and I will be old in some days hence. And at death, dehantare, I will get another body, and I'll be reborn as a child again. O death, what fear dost thou have for me? What fear dost thou hold for me? I have no fear of death. It's just changing one body for the other. And then he goes on. But what need do I have of newer and newer bodies and experiences? In Bengali, Gyan Rupi Shiv, Ache Namai Kole Kore. That means Shiva. But who is Shiva? Not the how we imagine in iconography, the blue god sitting on the white Himalayas, meditating with the serpent and the crescent moon, the archetype of the yogi. Gyan Rupi Shiv. No, Shiva who is consciousness. I sit in the lap of Shiva who is eternal consciousness. Basically, I am a child of consciousness. Why do I need new bodies? Why should I go through births and deaths again? So in this time, let it be for the last time. When this body goes and burns on the pyre, a funeral pyre, I am free forever. To that song monks sing. Maron ki bhoy dekhao more. Death, what fear dost thou show me?